Yo, what's going on guys? Ian77 here. In today's video we're going to be using this Mortar Firecracker deck. Alright. Okay, hopping straight into the first game. We're going to have a pretty decent starting hand. Probably just going to Earthquake first play here. Don't really want to Mortar right away because if he has like E-Giant or something we'd be kind of screwed. And yeah, guys, I really like this Mortar deck, actually. It's a really fun deck, and I think it's one of the best Firecracker decks right now, ever since Hoggy Cube became, like, a bit better with Queen, I feel like. But, Hoggy Cube Firecracker is definitely still really good, though. It's just a bit weaker at top ladders sometimes, because I feel like, Hog EQ with Archer Queen, and it has matchup against Hog Firecracker, so it's not quite as good. Okay, so this guy's gonna be playing Sparky here. We're just gonna defensive Mortar. We don't have like a rocket or some good big spell to deal with the Sparky, but I feel like Mortar's pretty solid against Sparky in general because it always gets that splash shot on the Sparky. And our Mega Minion will do some work here too. I'm just gonna Skeletons a bit lower than normal just in case you tried to go in with like a prediction zap or something like that. We're just going to try to survive single elixir here. I don't really care about him getting that king activation too much. This matchup actually should get a bit easier as the game progresses, I feel like, because sometimes Sparky can get lucky against some of the cycle decks in single elixir time, but I feel like towards double elixir time we'll have a pretty solid defense. We'll just be able to stack Mega Minions, stack Firecrackers, and all of that stuff. So we're probably just gonna Earthquake here if he doesn't play anything. Yeah. You can always just get chip damage with your Earthquake if your opponent isn't making any play. Because this deck can get into kind of weird cycles having the Mega Minion, but I feel like the Mega Minion's really important to deal with air decks and just have a bit more DPS on the board. Alright, so our Mortar's gonna get a really nice splash there on the Sparky and Queen. We're actually just gonna Earthquake on defense here. One of the rare times that I'd end up doing that. And yeah, our Mortar just doing absolute work here. Since we had such a good defense, I'm actually confident that we can Mortar on offense here. I would say you usually want to save your Mortar for defense against a Sparky deck though, but if you have like such a good defense like that, there's no reason not to Mortar on offense. Yeah, this deck is actually really fun, guys. This is really nice, just destroying this Sparky player. Nothing quite as satisfying as this. And yeah, so he's gonna set up with another Sparky in the back, but we already took almost his entire tower in. Yeah, I don't really think he's gonna be able to do too much here. Just gonna Earthquake him out. Gonna NATO everything back as well, just to stall a bit, because we do just need like one more log to win. Alright, GG. Kind of just abused the Mega Minion in that matchup, so pretty nice win. Alright, hopping in the next match, this is still early season. This is just my first season push, so I'm not really sure what any of these guys are using. So just gonna be a little bit passive, just like you would on like mid ladder or something. Don't want to cycle too much stuff, but I'm just gonna Mortar first play here because I do have like Mega Minion and Tornado in hand, so even if he played like a Hog Rider or something, I could just Tornado it. Okay, so this guy's gonna have guards and balloons, so it's looking like probably lava balloon, which honestly isn't as easy as you might think it is with like the Tornado and the building and Firecracker, because even though we do have solid defense, he can easily trip us out with his lava hounds. Yeah, because his balloon will be pretty easy to deal with, but his hounds could get a lot of chip damage here. We're just gonna Mortar here just in case he fireballs. Yeah, so he actually did fireball here, so he's probably like at 0 elixir right now. And yeah, our Mortar's gonna get a ton of damage here. And yeah, the Mega Minion cleaning up really nicely. That's why I feel like it's a good idea to have it in this deck. And we're just gonna Valk other lane just to apply a bit more pressure. He's probably gonna guards that. Yeah, but that means that he can't really use the guards to distract our next Mortar, so that's fine by me. We're also just going to try to cycle as many Firecrackers as we can in this matchup. I'm probably going to Even though you kind of need Mortar sometimes for defense against their balloon, I'm probably just going to usually cycle my Mortars on offense just because we can kind of rely on that Mega Minion and cycling all our air defensive cards. And we're just going to EQ this Tombstone. He might just eat that and Hound. Okay, never mind. He's going to go a bit aggressive here, but I think that Mega Minion should clean up everything pretty nicely. Hopefully he doesn't like zap or something. Yeah, just going to barely clean up. Alright. So he's gonna Hound here. We're actually gonna Mortar like kind of in the middle position so that the Mortar doesn't block the Hound at that bridge, but the Hound will actually hopefully cross the river so the tower can target it. Yeah, so the tower can target it while the Mortar is shooting, which is perfect. So he's gonna like Skelly Drags on that, but he did waste his Fireball, so our Firecracker is just gonna get a ton of value here. Firecracker kind of carrying in this matchup as well. And Earthquake really nice against this Tombstone as well. It's not really going to do anything. So he's going to guards. I'm not... Yeah, but our Mortar actually did lock on his tower, so... Perfect. Okay, just going to need... Hopefully just one more Mortar. I don't think he has anything to defend this. Okay, he's going to get a nice Tombstone placement. We're just going to lock that. And yeah. Pretty nice win, actually. This is really nice to play this deck. It's so fun when you win with it. Alright, GG's. Alright, we're in the next match now. I have a pretty solid hand again. Probably just gonna split skeletons here. Don't really want to waste our Firecracker or something. Okay, he's gonna Giant first play. Usually at top ladder this either means Sparky, Giant Double Prince, or Giant Graveyard. So, not quite sure what it is. I don't know what this guy usually runs either. Okay, seeing minis, yeah, it's gonna be Giant Graveyard. This definitely isn't the best for us, and we were forced to NATO there, unfortunately. So those skeletons are gonna get a ton of damage. Yeah, that's really bad for us. We couldn't really do too much though against that Giant first play. I wasn't really sure if he had like Sparky or not, so I didn't want to like pressure too much. But who knows though? Maybe if we can like have good field control with our Firecrackers, we can break through maybe. I don't want to Mortar right away because he's probably just like, yeah, Queen on it. But since he wasted his Queen in the back, we're just gonna Mortar here and see if we can get a bit of a lock or not. Okay, so he's gonna Giant. He shouldn't have enough Elixir for a Graveyard push right away though, so I don't think we really need to worry about that. Okay, he's gonna Graveyard, but it's a pretty late Graveyard, so I think everything should die pretty nicely. And we can just log his Queen, I think, before he has enough Elixir to use the ability. Yeah, perfect. And now we do have that Firecracker and Valkyrie on the board, so we can probably punish him with like a Mortar here. Yeah. And he's gonna Dark Prince, so we should have like not enough Elixir to defend that, I'm pretty sure. We could Mega Minion on that, but I'm just gonna let it go because we would have had to deploy it a second late, so it wouldn't have really mattered too much. But yeah, hopefully we can force him to play in the opposite lane that he wants to go so that we can kind of just build up our units there, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna cycle our Firecracker first just so that in case he arrows it, we'll already be back to another Firecracker shortly after. I'm just gonna Mega Minion on top of this Archer Queen just that he has to waste the ability early. And our Mega Minion and Skeletons actually cleaned up his Giant really nicely. And we're gonna actually Valkyrie on his Graveyard here just that we actually get some counter push instead of using the EQ like you might normally do. Okay, just gonna Mortar here because we have a bit of pressure going in the left lane. And yeah, he's gonna Giant Kite on it, but our Firecracker is actually gonna target his minions as well, so that's basically a dead Giant there. He's actually gonna Archer Queen too. Our Mortar actually might get a wall. Yeah, that's really nice. Gonna unfortunately log at a bit of a bad timing, but he's pretty low on Elixir, so I'm gonna Mortar once again here. Okay, we're actually coming back little by little. Our Firecracker actually gonna shoot the minions too, and that's probably gonna be like 2 more hits or something. This is going really well. We're kind of just forcing him to expend all his Elixir in the lane he doesn't want to. We're just gonna NATO that just so that you can't really get a good value ability off. And yeah, we're just gonna have to get one clutch defense off here. Don't wanna start Earthquake cycling too early, just in case. We're just gonna get a free log over there on his Skarmy. Gonna NATO, even though it's gonna pull the giant to our tower. I feel like it was worth it just to clean up those graveyard skeletons. I'm gonna Mortar on offense to apply some pressure, because even if he giants in the other lane, the Valkyrie should nearly finish it off. And Mega Minion also pretty solid against giant. Okay, just gonna EQ now, because he just wasted arrows and all that, and it is triple elixir, so we should get back to the cards we need pretty soon. This is getting a bit close. Yeah, perfect game, perfect game. GG's. Alright, hopping into the next game, we're going to be up against Aniban here. Aniban is usually known for running like these Mega Knight Ram Rider decks, so he might be playing something like that, or just his traditional balloon deck. Yeah, we're not afraid to EQ first play here. It's kind of one of the best plays you can really do, like either EQ, log, or skeletons. And he's going to have Barbell, so that Barbell E-Spirit, yeah, that probably means Mega Knight. So we're just gonna cycle a Firecracker here, because I know we can't really get punished too hard doing that in this type of matchup. And he is gonna have Magic Archer, which is a bit strange. I think normally they have Archer Queen, but yeah, so he's gonna Lightning as well. That did cost him a lot though, so I'm not too worried about it. And we're just gonna get an EQ off here in a second. And yeah, we're gonna EQ the opposite tower, even though we have a lot less damage on it, just so that we can start going in the opposite lane of him, because it is pretty annoying to go same lane with Mortar if they have a Magic Archer deck, because they can always just line up their Magic Archer with your Mortar and just get a crazy amount of damage. And yeah, he's gonna have Inferno Dragon. Not too sure what his last cards are. Okay, he's gonna Bar Barrel that, but we are gonna protect it pretty nicely. He is gonna get a good E-Spirit. Don't know if that was the best Magic Archer by him. We're gonna get a Mega Minion off, but that Ram Rider will get one small connection. So we'll probably just go back into the right lane again here shortly. Even though Mortar doesn't really like target the Ram Rider usually, unless it's like far away from the inner blind range, I feel like it still is pretty good against these decks if you play super well and you get your king activated early, because it will always be very tanky. Like, it has so much HP, even if you like goes with the lightning and all that, it won't kill it. And he's gonna get a nice Golden Knight dash, so that's gonna... Golden Knight may make things a bit more tricky than like a Bandit or something like that, but we'll see what happens. And he's gonna Ram Rider right as we go with a Mortar, but... And he is gonna Mega Knight as well. I think we're just gonna take this king activation just because we're gonna kind of need that for some clutch defense later on. And he is gonna Golden Knight. We're gonna try to high Mortar, but I'm not sure if he got it down in time. Okay, looks like we just barely got it. He might still Golden Knight dash. Yeah. Just gonna have to take a bit of damage. Sometimes you can get into awkward cycles with this deck, so we're gonna take a bit of damage, but hopefully we should be able to defend pretty cleanly from here on out, especially with the activated King Tower. I'm pretty confident in the Mortar's abilities to stall out his pushes as well. And yeah, Valkyrie always nice as well to get all that splash damage on everything. You guys can try this deck with Knight as well, but I feel like Valkyrie's a little bit better just so that you can beat like stuff like Royal Hogs a lot easier and all those different decks. Okay, so it's actually getting pretty close now. We're gonna just need at least a few more EQs to get back into the lead. He does have Lightning, which does a lot more damage than an EQ, so we're gonna want to get a bit of a damage lead before triple elixir, hopefully. Alright, it is actually just even right now. Yeah, we just have to make sure his Golden Knight doesn't get some lucky dash either. Just gonna NATO this back just in case he tried to go with some weird Golden Knight. Yeah, it It is actually not going to go for the firecracker, which is pretty good for us here. And he is gonna lightning, but we're gonna get a mortar down right away. And he is gonna get some nice magic archer chip, unfortunately. And just gonna NATO back his golden knight because he spent so much on that magic archer and the lightning right before that I'm not really too worried about this. I'm just gonna pre-log just in case he went with like a magic archer. Yeah, we're just gonna cycle another earthquake here. Not really too worried about the defense. I feel like Mortar should be able to carry us pretty nicely. More worried about the magic archer than anything. Alright. His E-Spirit is doing a good job for him. So. Okay, he's gonna Ram Rider again. Just gonna Tornado just to be safe. And he actually did catch his magic archer as well. Just gonna Mortar here. Hopefully apply a bit of pressure so we can't get back to another lightning. Okay, this is getting really close. 5. Oh no. Okay, wow, we just barely won. If that magic archer got like one more shot, I think we would have lost there. Ooh. Alright, hopping into the next game, we're up against this guy. No idea what he's playing either. Just gonna start off with a log. It's a pretty safe starting play. So he has Zappies. It is early season, so I can't really say exactly what he's playing, but it definitely could be like some Royal Hogs deck. Okay, he's gonna have Goblin Hut. I don't really see double huts anymore in my trophy range, so I'm not sure if it's that. And he does have Lightning, very strangely, so this is probably just some random off-meta deck. Goblin Hut does have very little HP though, now after that nerf, so EQ should be pretty good against it. But it does have the Death Spawn Goblin, so we're always going to have to EQ plus log it to kill it. And yeah, just gonna... Okay, he does have Miner, kind of strangely. He does place it one tile off though, so we're able to activate King Tower here. I feel like I may have faced this guy a while ago, so I think I do know what he's playing. Just some really strange off-meta deck. And he does have Archer Queen as well. Hopefully our Mortar can get like one more shot here on it. I'm not gonna hit the Queen, but he did waste his ability, so not really too worried about this. It could be a bit hard to get chip damage though, depending on his last card or two. But yeah, we'll see what tricks we can pull out. Just gonna cycle a Mega Minion in this lane just to block up anything, and yeah, we're gonna EQ his Goblin Hut here. Mega Minion should finish off the Spear Goblins pretty nicely. We're just gonna go with a Mortar here just to see what he's gonna play on it. And he does look like he has a boulder as well, which is interesting. This could make it pretty difficult for us to break through, but maybe we'll be able to chuck some earthquakes on his tower and hopefully get the job done. And we're gonna Mortar here right as he goes in with that Queen Miner so that he won't have enough elixir to use anything. He's gonna have Zappies to reset it, but we already are in the damage lead just from that Mortar shot, so we're looking pretty solid here. And yeah, we're always going to be cycling the firecrackers in the opposite lane that he's going for just to apply some pressure and build up some Mortar pushes slowly. And yeah, he's going to misplace his Goblin Hut, I think, so he actually got some value on his right side tower. And he's going to Lightning very aggressively there. We're actually going to NATO his bowler forward so that it goes into the Mortar blind spot. So we're actually going to get, yeah, a very nice Mortar lock. You just have to make sure to protect it from any Zappies or something like that. Just going to Valkyrie. We just have to do everything we can to make sure this Mortar gets as big of a lock as possible. He's going to mine it, but it's not going to get too much damage since it's not in the safe spot. Okay, this is getting a bit close. Just need one more earthquake though. If he doesn't pull out some random card at the last second. Yeah, it's gonna firecracker at the bridge, apply some pressure. And yeah, should be GG. Thank you guys for watching. I do recommend this deck if you want to have a bit of fun, and it feels like a really strong deck as well. Thanks for watching. Bye!